Welcome to Planet Cool. Get ready to travel the globe with me, your host. Today we're going to be sailing the high seas. I'm going to see what's left out there in the wide open, wide world. So get ready and join me on Planet Cool. And we'll be traveling the Earth today. Whoa. Where are we here? Where is this? My spaceship has a mind of its own. We're supposed to be going here. That's right, it's Planet Cool. We're going to be exploring some cool places around the world. So, welcome. Will you join me on my quest to travel the world? I hope you do. I hope you stick around, because today we're going to be talking about islands. What kind of islands are out here on the world? You know, for hundreds and thousands of years, man has been journeying the globe on his little makeshift boats and rafts to try to find new horizons on the planet Cool. And we're going to see some of these places that have been found, some inhabited and some uninhabited. So, where shall we start first? Well, that's a good question. Let's start with just islands. Let's read a little bit, and of course my thing is set up for Yahoo, which I don't know why that should be the case. So we're talking about islands. It's a body of land surrounded by water. Couldn't get more simpler than that, folks. It can be very small. It can be very big. Some of them are in the ocean, and some of them are in lakes and rivers. Island within an island. That would be pretty crazy. Here we have the etymology. We're over here on Wikipedia. Some islands are continents, like Greenland. It's the world's largest island. Islands in the stream, that's right. Continental islands. It's a difference in geology. Don't really know a whole lot about geology. There's some big ones and small ones. Some as big as your damn head. And there's some in the tropical areas, man-made artificial islands, desert island, and something called the Great Wall of Sand. Sounds cool. Let's check this out. Islands Portal. What is that? How are they formed? How are islands formed? Mostly they're volcanic in origin. Some islands are not volcanic, and they're tectonic in origin, and they arise when plate movements have lifted up the ocean floor above the surface. So we're going to check out some of these islands, see what they're up to. We got Google Earth, so we can fly around. We got a couple of videos. I had some other stuff, but it doesn't appear as though I've opened those tabs. So we have the South Sandwich Islands. That sounds pretty good. Sounds delicious. Another type of volcanic island occurs where an oceanic rift reaches the surface. Iceland? So break open a rift in hell. And that's where the islands come from. It said something here about Hawaii. Plate movement across a volcanic hotspot, produces a line of islands oriented in the direction of plate movement, such as Hawaii. So that's kind of cool. When the plate moves across the volcano and it explodes, and there's the line of islands. That's kind of cool. Normally on the show, we talk about all kinds of weird crap from the internet, and wanted to do something that was kind of interesting, explore a different topic, some interesting stuff. So we're going to talk about islands, and then we'll have another regular show coming up on the weekend. And maybe I'll just keep these bird sounds. It's kind of cool. All right. You may know, I don't know if many of you were around at the very beginning of the Cool Stream. We have been trying to get Google Earth going, because it's kind of like playing a video game. The game of Earth and stuff. So now we've got it. We finally figured out how to do it. It only took 5 or 6 months to really get my head wrapped around the technological things. And here we have an island here. What is this? Aha! This is exactly the one I wanted to talk about. This is a kind of an interesting place. Tristan da Cunha. Yes, Google Earth Stream. Yes, we're doing it. Look at this. Queen Mary's Peak. This place is very cool. It's in the freaking middle of nowhere. Can you see that? Way the hell out there. It's a very isolated place, and people actually live here. It's pretty crazy to think about, living on an island like this. And of course, Google Earth has, you can see the underground topography, if you will. So it looks like it's kind of like a big birthday cake with a hat on it, poking up out of the ocean. So we're kind of getting an X-ray view of what it looks like. It's called, and it says it's the Edinburgh of the Seven Seas, and the main, so that's the main settlement, and that's over here on this side of the island. Where is that? We want to fly around in our spaceship and find this. Oh, there it is. Edinburgh at the Seven Seas, and there's the Thatched House Museum. Sounds cool. And the lava field. Of course, you gotta have a lava field because this looks like a big giant freaking volcano that's ready to blow at any minute. Over up here on Queen Mary's Peak. There's a little, looks like a lake or something up there. This place is wild. It's the summit of the island of Tristan da Cunha in the South Atlantic Ocean. Has an elevation of 2,062 meters above sea level. Where's the other peak? Well, there's another island over here. We can zoom out. Oh, and this is my favorite island. This is my favorite island of all the islands, called the Inaccessible Island. And you can't get to it, and it's a very unforgiving place. You can't access the damn thing, and that's where I want to be. That pretty much sums up what I want in life. Is I want nothing more than to be an inaccessible island. Looks like it's a son of a mountain. Son of a... Rat brother, hello. Welcome to Planet Cool. Hope you're having a cool day. It's just going to be a little stream. Whoa. It's a good, accurate spelling of that. Alright, so we got Inaccessible Island, Inaccessible, and Tristan da Cunha. Let's check this out. Now, this is not a learning stream, Rat Brother. Come on. We do want to learn a few things, but I'm not trying to take over that territory. Cunha Mandada. It's a remote group of islands in the South Atlantic. It's the most remote inhabited archipelago in the world. 1,500 miles off the coast of Cape Town. And 1,300 from St Helena, which we're going to talk about that island. That's a pretty important island. And there's a little map. You can do whatever you want. Here's the Inaccessible Island. Inaccessible. Pig Beach. I'm telling you, this place sounds amazing. We got Pig Beach, and we got Cave Rock. And I think about the only things that exist on Inaccessible Island are like penguins and stuff. Pig Beach. I'm gonna go there. Sounds cool. And we got Queen Mary's Peak over on Tristan da Cunha. Oh. Stony Hill Point, Noisy Beach. It's noisy over there. Mount Olav. Rookery Point. I wonder what animals live at Pig Beach. The Hardy Boys, they made their way all the way out to the middle of nowhere. Tristan da Cunha, they got lost on their damn boat. And there's Go Island, Battle Bay, Quest Bay, Meteorological Station. There's another island in this little chain, and then you've got Nightingale Island. And you're about 1,500 miles from just about anything. You're in the middle of freaking nowhere. Look at that. Holy crap. Hardy Boys, or the professional wrestlers. I was thinking got little kids from the books. Could be the wrestlers too. Look at that. Middle of freaking nowhere. There's the Nightingale Island. I guess we'll switch over to... I can't explain all this stuff very well, because I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I did find a few videos, and they're not going to be a laugh riot of just whatever the hell. I'm not going to make fun of all this stuff. We're just going to, for informational purposes...
This morning we landed on Nightingale Island, and I hiked up all the way with the group to the small forest up there.
Whoa, look at that.
Right through the forest.
It's like some Jurassic Park stuff. And there's some birds. Very scary looking bird.
A lot of cliffs filled with rock-hopping penguins.
There's those freaky penguins. Look at those guys.
Because they were endemic to this part of the world, so there are species that you can only find here.
Love those guys. Look at that crazy hair.
Today we are in Inaccessible Island, which is a member of the Tristan da Cunha group, and we're very privileged to be here today. Wonderful calm seas, and we are looking for the Inaccessible Island rail, which is a small endemic bird found nowhere else in the earth
small
but on this rock.
Train. For some reason they have a train on this island. It's kind of weird.
That was
taking
very
some pictures.
To see an Inaccessible Island flightless rail, one of the rarest birds in the world.
Yeah, I hope it's flightless if it's traveling on train
right
tracks.
On this one little beach where we
Oh, it's kind of cute. Look at him.
Is pretty good luck.
It's like a chicken with a crow's head. He's living out there on Inaccessible Island. Must be fun. Must be nice. Let's see. That's Inaccessible Island, and I think I had another one. Now let me just scroll down here. See what I got. That's all kind of out of order. How far away can you get from everybody else? No thanks, I don't want to build a website.
This is a video by Real Life Lore, sponsored by the Great Courses Plus. Many of us probably think that humans are everywhere on this planet. There are billions of us, and it seems like everywhere you look there are other people, and there is no wild or wilderness left in the world with everything being already discovered. But this is simply not the case. The world is an enormous place, and there are still places
gonna meet up
just
on
as
an
remote
inaccessible
and far
island.
away as they were thousands of years ago. So then, how far away exactly
I've got the ocean
can you
sounds
possibly
going
get
too.
from every other human
How can
on
you
the
get
planet?
from
For
everyone
the
else?
maximum terror factor, let's imagine that you have suddenly been teleported to the following locations,
Oh,
and then
crap.
imagine how or if you would escape. Perhaps you still want to be around a few people, but far away from everybody else in the world. In
Okay,
which case
I'm gonna
you would
close
likely
the
want to
ocean
visit
sounds.
the island of Tristan da Cunha, which is
Yes.
the most remote place in the world that is actually inhabited by people. The tiny island has a tiny population of just 264
Whoa,
people.
that's not very
and while
many
you're
people.
there, the closest other population of humans will be located 2,000 kilometers away on the island of St Helena, which
Holy
itself is quite remote.
isn't
The nearest continent to you would be Africa, which would be a staggering 2,400 kilometers away. There is no airport on the island, so the only way to or from is by boat, and boats only come from South Africa about 8 or 9 times in an entire year. If you really
Whoa.
want off the island, then you better have your
I
own
want off
boat,
this
and
island.
Even then, the shortest journey to the nearest airport on Ascension Island would take you 7 days to reach.
Good
Now let's
lord.
next imagine that you are placed
Ascension
in the center
Island.
of Devon Island, which is
Okay,
part
we'll
of the
talk.
Canadian archipelago.
We're going to talk about that one too. Devon Island is an interesting one over in Canada. And it's way up north, but we're still down south. Here's a day on Tristan da Cunha.
Tristan da Cunha was exactly the way I imagined it. Overcast at first, but then the light came into play. And I climbed to the top of the volcanic mound from the 1961 eruption that led to the evacuation of the island. Today, the
Volcano.
settlement is a pretty bright and perky place. It was a lot of fun to look into the yards and see people's houses. The island is also very clean, completely unpolluted. I could drink straight from the streams
Whoa.
of rainwater that's filtered by the volcano, volcanic rock.
That's cool.
I head out
I
on the
want
island's
that
one and
in my
only
backyard.
road, which goes to potato patches. Tristan da Cunha feels a lot like a windswept Atlantic island you would see in the northern hemisphere. It was reminiscent of Ireland or Scotland.
Because there's a bunch of white people
There are
on
herds
it.
of sheep
And they got their
in the
sheeps up
mountains
there
that the
too.
island use.
I said I wasn't going to
I
make
just
fun
love
of
the very
stuff,
peaceful
but you know me.
vibe of the place. The people of Tristan speak English, but this is their own island and they have their own way of saying certain things. So it was a lot of fun to meet them, to talk with them.
And they're weird as hell.
see the
Can you imagine
skills that
living
they
on this
have,
island?
and to find out what it's like to live in such a secluded place.
Well, my name is Justin Grant Green. I've lived in Tristan all my life. It's like a job interview.
Yeah. And what's it like growing up here?
Pretty good, as long as you can find something to do.
What do you like to do on this island?
They have the internet there?
Build stuff. Well, first of all, when I went to England, you
Feel
can't
bad for these
roam
people.
free. Here you can. You can get up on top of the mountain.
Justin's right. Total isolation means total freedom for the people on Tristan da Cunha. I still
Whoa.
can't believe that I
Sounds
made it
cool.
to this place. I've dreamt of it my whole life, and I actually was there. I have traveled to the remotest island on Earth.
That sounds cool. I want to go there. I want to travel to the most remote island on Earth, Tristan da Cunha. It's so inaccessible. How are there all these people there? That's a good question. And why is it called that? And what the hell? How did they get there? And why is this music so creepy right now? Oh, it's an extinct volcano. Inaccessible Island. The last 6 million years ago. Southwest of Tristan da Cunha. Got sheer cliffs, but is accessible via a few boulder beaches. Generations of sailors were wary of the difficult landings and inhospitable terrain. Inaccessible Island has been without permanent inhabitants since 1873. Man. So so our Earth has Mother Earth, I guess, Planet Cool, whatever the hell you want to call it, still manages to thwart us humans from settling and creating our human civilizations. And the testament of that is Inaccessible Island. No one lives there except some freaky, cool-looking penguins. And I hope we can keep it that way. And a few hundred people live on Tristan da Cunha. And it seems like it could be kind of boring living there, but it could be cool. You can do whatever the hell you want. Everyone knows your name when you're on the island and you live there, and I'm sure some weird stuff probably goes down. You know? I mean, everyone's probably related, and there's another island that is also very remote. I guess we could go check that one out. I have to find it on Google Earth. I have to swing around. But it's fun finding islands on Planet Cool. Just flowing, going, and then for some reason you get slingshotted. I don't know why that happens. For some reason you're going along, and then all of a sudden you get warp speed. So we've already jumped all the way across the South American continent, and we passed Nico and said, "Hello, we're flying overhead now, and we're gonna try to stop it." Why the hell does it do that? All right, now we're on the Pacific Ocean. I don't know where the hell we are, and maybe we'll discover an island. I think we have to go a little bit south, and you'll see some crazy patterns underwater too. And there's some people that have theories about what's underwater, and we don't have time to talk about that. We're not talking about crazy conspiracy crap on this episode. And here it is, the famous island, the Pitcairn Island. There it is. It's pretty much like the other one, except it's on the Pacific Ocean, and it's in the middle of freaking nowhere. Pitcairn Island, a great place to live, and has an interesting history. But you can't really get to it. Let's see, the closest spot you've got to that. Pitcairn Islands, there's another one. There's Adamstown. A guy named Adam lives there. People really live there? Is this the island? I guess there are a bunch of different islands, because here is the Cliff of Pure Easiness. It's an observation deck. There it is. Cliff of Pure Easiness. You've got the Beach of Success. I think this is the island itself. I don't know what that other one is. Also known as Framgrasteden. And there's Jetty Harbor, Bounty Bay. Nancy Stone is over here, and then you've got Down Rope. You've got the cool cliff stuff over here. Man, this is cool. It's crazy. This is the island, Adamstown. So this is where all these people live. This place is crazy. I watched a documentary about this. I was way into these islands. Adamstown, the only only settlement on, and as such, the capital of Pitcairn Island. Has a population of 49. What? Pitcairn is full of freaks. Yeah, I bet the rent is low there. Absolutely. Hamlet is the second smallest capital in the world. What's the first? What's the first one? It has access to television, satellite internet, and a telephone. The main means of communication remains the ham radio. I'm partial to the turkey radio. According to Google Maps, the only named road in the capital is the Hill of Difficulty. It's tough getting up the old Hill of Difficulty. Sounds like every Monday when I wake up, get up and go to work. So the settlement's on the central north side of the Pitcairn Island, facing the Atlantic Ocean and close to the Bounty Bay. Here we got the photo gallery, the Bounty Bible of the Bounty in the Church of Adamstown. And there's an assault trial, so things are not well on the islands. Excuse me. Things are not well on the islands. Okay, a bunch of freaking weird people live there.
The UK Overseas Territory of Pitcairn Island is a remote speck of
Yes.
land lost in the vastness of the Pacific.
That's right. This is where the pirates...
There are only about 50 Pitcairn
Not
Islands,
the pirates, but the...
descended from the mutineers who commandeered the HMS Bounty in 1789, along
Yes.
with a selection of Polynesians they brought with them from Tahiti.
That's
The
insane.
islanders have evolved their own unique traditions and customs. Not many ships call in here, and when one does,
The dainty.
bells ring out across the island to let the
Ring the
islanders know
bells.
they have visitors.
This guy looks excited about the visitors. We have a visitor. We must ring the bells. I know I said I wasn't going to make fun of stuff, but damn it. Can't help myself. Ring the bell. We have to ring the other bell. Ceremonial ringing of the bells when a visitor comes. And watch out, we have an
The islanders
outsider.
are also skilled craftsmen and women. I'm on my way to find Reynold and Nola Warren to see their creations.
Okay, what kind of creations? I'm scared to know what they're...
Reynold is a wood carver and knows how to make the best use of all the local trees.
What?
That's a nice canoe.
You made that?
Tree and burrow wood.
Looks like shit.
Some of his work is simply practical.
Bring on my firewood.
And this is the traditional
It's water, yeah.
traditional design.
They're doing Dr. Moreau experiments. Back to the creepy music.
But smaller carvings, like the iconic HMS Bounty, are for sale to tourists and collectors.
He's doing the best he can.
And are a
They have
vital
tourists
part of
there?
the island's economy.
Good lord.
The
Yeah, I'm
preferred
sorry.
wood for
I
these
made fun of it.
comes
That's
from
cool.
Henderson Island, some
I w-
200
that's kinda
kilometers
cool.
distant. And Reynolds' preferred carving tools.
And he is an
knife and
old,
axe.
extremely old man, so...
It's extraordinary that
Sorry.
such crude tools can produce such exquisite carvings. And you taught yourself. You learned yourself how to do this.
Oh, from my grandfather, yeah.
My grandfather. The mutineer. The traitor. Whoa, that's pretty cool. Damn. Okay. Okay. I take back what I said. I want one of those now. I want to travel all the way to the Pitcairn Islands and get a wood turtle.
Nola is always ready for visitors.
Would you like a drink? That's the tea. I don't know who's gonna.
And that's the tea, fam. That's the damn tea. And now we're going to spill the tea because I want to read about this freaking mutiny. It sounds crazy. And I don't want to read about the assault trial. It sounds depressing. Pitcairn Island. A group of volcanic islands. A lovely place to go and visit. We'll go and visit the Pitcairn Islands. Let's see. Biracial ethnic group. Descended from 9 bounty mutineers and a handful of Tahitians who accompanied them. An event that has been retold many times. Very depressing. Yikes. Oh no. I didn't know about those trials. So if the Europeans discovered it, let's see. British sailors on the sloop HMS Swallow. The island was named after midshipman Robert Pitcairn, 15-year-old crew member who was the first to sight the island. And he was the son of British Marine Major John Pitcairn, who later was killed at the 1775 Battle of Bunker Hill. That's crazy. Sailed without the newly invented marine chronometer, charted the island, and he was incorrect. Made it difficult to find. Yeah, because it's in the middle of nowhere. Look at that. How the hell could you find something like that? How did these damn sailors find any of this stuff? And why would you go out in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Why would you do that? It's crazy. There's some other islands over here. Yeah, it got me thinking when I was thinking about islands, about these sailors, back then. We'd never left Planet Cool. We were stuck here. But we had these guys in their ships, and they were all guys on their ships, traversing the world, and they're in the middle of nowhere, surrounded 360 degrees, surrounded by ocean. Just floating and floating. They really wanted to get away from their wives. That's right. They're just floating in the ocean, nothing around, until they happened to cross an island. And they found land. Which is crazy. That's like space travel for back in those days, back in the 18th century, and years before. They were like, we figured everything out. We're gonna keep going until we find some valuable resources on these islands. Just a crazy thing to imagine doing that. They did it. And let's see. The failure of Captain James Cook to locate the island. 9 of the mutineers from the Bounty. Okay, I need to read about the Bounty. And we're not doing a Bounty on the show on Twitch, but I know you can do that. The mutiny occurred on the 28th April 1789, led by Fletcher Christian. Seized control of the ship from Captain Lieutenant William Bligh and set him and his 18 loyalists adrift in the ship's open launch. Whoa. The mutineers variously settled on Tahiti or on Pitcairn Island. Bligh, meanwhile, completed a voyage of more than 3,500 nautical miles in the launch to reach safety and began the process of bringing the mutineers to justice. Holy shit. The Bounty left England in 1787 to collect and transport breadfruit plants from Tahiti to the West Indies, which is in the Caribbean. Wonderful breadfruit plants, similar to jackfruit. Very cool. All right, they had a layover in Tahiti, and they were like, "Oh crap, it sucks when you have a layover that long, and you're eating your Chex Mix and scrolling on Twitter, and just like, man, I'm ready for this to get to the next island." Many of the men lived ashore and formed relationships, Polynesians, and it proved harmful to discipline. So things deteriorated because he was punishing them for being horny. And he was abused. He was a target of abuse. Okay? So, Christian and others formed relationships. Yeah, probably not good. Probably related to the other stuff, to those trials. Nasty men. That's why I thought they were pirates, because I was like, just remember some bad details. 25 men remained on board, including the loyalists, held against their will, and others for whom there was no room in the launch. Okay, so he reached England and dispatched HMS Pandora. He wanted to listen to some new tunes on Pandora. So they wanted to apprehend the mutineers. 14 were captured in Tahiti and imprisoned on board Pandora, and they had to listen to Imagine Dragons for hours on end. And they searched without success for Christian's party that were hidden on the Pitcairn Island. Returning back towards England, Pandora ran aground on the Great Barrier Reef. What? That's over in Australia. Jesus, that sounds insane. The 10 surviving detainees reached England and were court-martialed. 4 were acquitted, and 3 were pardoned, and 3 were hanged. Good Lord. So out of 10 of them, 3 of them were hanged. Could you imagine just being one of those unlucky guys, and there's no telling what the hell they did that ended with them being hung. So their group was undiscovered until 1808. by which time only one mutineer, John Adams, former president, remained alive. Almost all of his mutineers had been killed, either by each other or by their Polynesian companions. No action was taken against Adams. Descendants of the mutineers and their Tahitian captives live Pitcairn Island into the 21st century. Generally accepted view of Bligh as an overbearing monster and Christian as a tragic victim of circumstances as depicted in well-known film accounts has been challenged by late 20th, 21st century historians from whom a more sympathetic picture of Bligh has emerged. So yeah, these were probably bad guys, and some of them were killed by their Tahitian captives. And assuming they enslaved the Tahitians and then they killed them. So we're not going to read all this stuff. There's a lot going on. Maybe I'll have to... What's this movie they're talking about? Maybe I'll have to watch this movie or something. I don't have time to read all this. But it sounds cool. It sounds crazy. And they ended up on this damn island in the middle of nowhere. Pitcairn. Mel Gibson? Of course he is. Okay. Mutiny on the Bounty. Movie. This Mutiny on the Bounty is what it's all about. That's from... that is from the Beastie Boys. Let's watch Bounty. There's one with Marlon Brando, too. And Anthony Hodgkins. Oh, here's a documentary. That's something you could watch. I don't want to watch for $3. The mutiny scene, the famous mutiny scene.
Kindly give me an explanation.
Remember that Beastie Boys song? It's Mutiny on the Bounty. It's what it's all about.
I was giving him some fresh water. I'm afraid he'll die without it. You'll give no one water without my permission. Take that ladle below. Yes, sir.
It's not Mel Gibson. Marlon Brando. He would go on to be the Godfather. He's like, hey, you guys want to start a mutiny? Mutiny on the Bounty. That's what it's all about. Crazy. Okay, so I didn't know there was all this movies and stuff about this. But it's a pretty crazy story about a crazy island. Whoa!
You'll not put your foot on me again. Thank you.
What? Okay. I'm not gonna watch movies. We're supposed to be going on Planet Cool. So we can check out some of those movies about, and it's all about Pitcairn Island over here in the South Pacific. There's all kinds of other islands too. Over here we got Ricketea. And of course there were other islands that were blown up by atom bombs. That's pretty crazy. I don't really have any info on that, but you can zoom in, you can see some of these places. And it's, I guess that's an atoll. Maybe. Look at that. Do you imagine just being out on this little spot right here in the middle of nowhere? It'd be crazy. Thank you. Thank you for watching Planet Cool, the first ever Planet Cool stream that we're doing. So, hope this is going well for everyone. We're just zooming in on some of these. I guess I can read about some of this stuff. This is the Action group. There's Minto Island. I had a couple other ones that I wanted to look at too. And there's Nathan. Good old Nathan. Let's see what's Minto Island. So they have minty fresh gum over there. So I can't help myself. I gotta make all these stupid jokes about everything. Formerly Minto Island, low-wooded, uninhabited atoll in the Action group. part of the Tuamotu Islands in French Polynesia. Alright, now is this owned by the French, I guess? It's pretty cool that they own stuff like this. They just own everything. Going around on their boats and ships and claiming everything for themselves. It's just what these French people do, and English and everybody. Uninhabited and isolated, and that's what we like. French Polynesia. Okay, here's a cool map. Check this stuff out. Look at all these damn islands. Can't read half of this stuff. There's some Australian islands. There's the French islands. All these little islands. Marquesas. That's crazy. That's just crazy that there's all these islands out here. And like I said, some of them got blown up by atom bombs, which is a pretty weird thing to do. You want to blow up, just go out and drop some atom bombs, see what happens. This island looks pretty cool. The Chez Lovine. And of course, there's probably all kinds of resorts and stuff on some of these islands. And you can actually, if you wanted to, you could buy an island if you were like Johnny Depp or one of these rich guys. It's a thing you can do, apparently. It's a fun looking place. Petuna. And we're just flying around the world. This is the Leeward Islands. I guess I should maybe do some more info about some of this stuff. Here's the T from Pitcairn Island. I don't want to know about that stuff anymore. That was disturbing. Ah, here we go. Let's check out, and I have to see if I can just find it myself. Check this out. Whoa. What? No. We want to talk about St Helena's Island. Where's that? That has some interesting history. It's kind of interesting. Now, where is it? It's over here in the middle of nowhere. Got other islands that are way, way down here. Like this one. It's kind of part of Antarctica. That's the Sandwich Islands. Yum. You get a sandwich down there. That would be a cool place to visit. Where's the Helen Island? That's what I want to try to find. Here it is. There it is. So it's part of the other Tristan da Cunha, even though it's like 13,000 miles away or something crazy. But it's all part of the same island grouping, I guess. There it is. St Helena. A famous island, famous for many things. And let's see, maybe this video can tell us what that's all about.
Knighton has been island hopping again, and on
he
this
has?
royal wedding
What's he doing?
weekend, he's found the perfect destination.
I flew 13,374 miles from Los Angeles to London to Johannesburg to
Holy shit,
Libya
that's
before
insane.
I finally touched down on this patch of royal soil in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And believe it or not, that was the easy way to get here.
This island has been here in the middle of the South Atlantic, 6 days away from anywhere, for 500 years.
Governor Lisa Honan is the Queen's representative in St Helena, a British
St.
island
Helena.
that's over 4,500 miles south of Great Britain. Commercial flights only started arriving here in October. Before that, the only way in or out was on a boat.
I'm on a boat.
The Royal Mail ship, the RMS St Helena, sailed its final voyage earlier this year.
There wasn't a dry eye in the island when the ship sailed away. People were down at the quayside, crying, waving.
Now, it's up to a controversial new $400 million airport to serve as the lifeline for the 4,000 people
Hey,
who live
that's
here.
cool.
Well, the locals call ourselves saints. Yeah, and we're referred to as saints. Or
Not a bad
not bad,
path
not
to
a bad
sainthood.
thing. I like that. I'm a saint.
Yeah, by birth you're a saint.
Giselle Richards was born here and is the owner of G Unique Designs, a small shop selling handmade jewelry as unique as the saints themselves.
You look at 5 different St. Helenians, we all look completely different, yeah? Because we have so many cultural influences in terms of ancestry that none of us look the same.
Originally discovered by the Portuguese, St. Helena received its first British settlers in 1659 when the East India Company took possession. It became a vital, heavily fortified trading stop, and in its heyday, the bustling
Heavily
port was
fortified.
hosting up to 3
What were they?
ships a
What were they protecting it from? I guess there were like pirates and stuff, and mutineers all over the high seas. Can't imagine that anyone's going to try to attack them, but
day.
they were heavily
The residents
fortified.
today are the descendants of the soldiers, settlers, and slaves who came to the island. But St. Helena's most famous resident came to the island over 200
go.
years ago. He was sent here. Napoleon Bonaparte was exiled to St. Helena in 1815. A year earlier, he
right.
escaped from exile on the island of Elba. This time, the British weren't taking any chances.
So then they decided to send Napoleon to the only place which can guarantee his no return ticket.
Michel Donquan Martineau is the director of Longwood House, the home where Napoleon lived and died while on St. Helena. Napoleon.
That's crazy. They sent him all the way out here to this island so he couldn't escape. A good place to go. Seems like a nice way to retire, or a nice way to go out, you know. Just live in a house on an island. How do you get a gig like that? I want whatever he did. I'm not that familiar. I know he was a big general and did all kinds of stuff in France. British may have also poisoned him while he was living there. That's crazy.
He rarely left Longwood and cut holes in the shutters so he could stay inside and spy on the people who were assigned to watch him.
So 169 was his height, 1.69 m. So his eye level will be here.
Just so he could peep out and look at the world. That's so sad that he just sort of kept himself enclosed in here.
Outside, the stunning landscape looks nothing like what you might find back in the UK.
Holy moly.
In the capital city of Jamestown, sandwiched into a volcanic valley, the narrow streets and colorful buildings feel as if they could exist on the outskirts of London.
We still feel that we're British through and through, you know. My grandmother still has all the commemorative plates of the Queen in our house, you know. Every wedding we get all of the merchandise, you know. We're proudly British, I think, yes.
Aaron Legg is a tour guide on the island, a job which, right now, gives him just a few customers a week. In 2016, officials discovered it was too windy for larger planes to safely land on St. Helena's cliff top. A miscalculation that meant that instead of an optimistic 30,000 tourists a year, the island is now hoping for just 3,000.
Oh,
Those
boy.
few who do make the journey are generally pretty easy to spot.
You can tell which are the tourists because they don't wave.
What?
Everyone else waves.
I'm too afraid of driving on the other side of the road. Don't blame me for not waving.
Yeah, yeah.
On a small island where everyone
They had to
knows
throw him
everyone,
off the cliffs.
there's
That's
no
rude.
room for any
You need to wave when you're on the island.
British reserve.
Damn it.
We've always been told that we're friendly and welcoming, and it's not until you get here that you realize that it's genuine. It's not a put-on show, so enjoy it.
Now that getting here
I thought she was going to say,
easier,
you don't realize till you get here that we're all mean. We hate each other. We hate outsiders.
St. Helena is hoping the rest of the world might finally come to enjoy what this remote island has to offer. A place that was once a useful stopover is now ready to become known as a destination.
I want to go there. I'll check it out. I'll brave a landing and takeoff. I want to see one of these crazy landings that they were talking about. Jet setting across the planet cool on an airport. I don't think this video is going to show something like that. Actual landing. Coming in for a landing on top of a cliff on a huge volcano island in the middle of the damn Atlantic Ocean. I'm not envious of this guy having to do that. It'd be scary as hell. And I wonder how much a ticket costs to go there. I'd like to book a one-way ticket to St Helena Island. And I don't want to have to be a general in the French army. Or a dictator, or whatever the hell he was. What the frick is going on? Whoa. Don't go off too far. But they have some bumper rails on at the end there. That's pretty long runway, I guess. What if any flight sims have this airport? Said it was. It opened in 2016, I think. Jeez Louise. Shaky cam much? Come on now. Well, that was St Helena, and we learned how to say it correctly. The other island that I wanted to check out, I don't have any stuff on my bookmarks or anything, so I'll just have to say goodbye to St Helena. We'll zoom on out. We're going to go up to our favorite, one of our favorite places. Some awesome and cool people live there, and it's all the way up here in Canada. Here it is. Devon Island. This place is huge. It's a big island. I forget what the main thing was about that, so I'm going to have to look it up. Devon Island. Named for a guy named Devon. It's an island, the largest uninhabited island on Earth. That's why I was wanting to check it out. It's located in Baffin Bay, in this region, Nunavut, Canada. It's part of the Canadian archipelago, second largest of the Queen Elizabeth Islands, Canada's 6th largest island, and the 27th largest island in the world. Slightly smaller than Croatia. And it's got some Paleozoic stilt stones. It's got a little bit of everything on the island. Named after Devon, England. High elevation and extreme northern latitude, it supports only a meager population of musk ox and small birds and mammals. There's the musk ox. The island does support hypolith communities. Cool. An extremophile. So what do they like to bungee jump? It's got an important bird area. So, notable about this island is that they did some Mars research there. So let's Google. Let's Yahoo. For some reason, I'm on Yahoo right now. And so this is where they test out their damn robots that drive around. They have a little compound of there's some of the oxes and stuff. This is where they drive the robots. And if you get too deep into this stuff, and maybe this will be part of a regular episode, but people are like, they see these pictures of the robots on Devon Island, and they're like, is the Curiosity rover really on Mars? And there's a big conspiracy about the robots aren't actually on Mars, and they're just on this damn island. I don't believe that for a second. Some people like to peddle that conspiratorial nonsense. And so there's people out there that were testing what it was like to be. It's as close to Mars as you're ever going to get over on this crazy island. And there it is, built in Minecraft. Always good to see. You could ride around on a four-wheeler in an astronaut suit. That sounds like a lot of fun. It's the largest uninhabited island in the world. There's a little mouse thing. We're not gonna go check that out, but some conspiracy junk. Devon Island. Visit Mars on Earth. Let's go to Mars together. Hey, this is brought to you by Google Earth. Hashtag sponsored. Does seem like it's on another damn planet. It's pretty crazy. I don't know if I'd want to go there. It seems kind of cold.
It's a really tough undertaking, but it's extremely fascinating.
Boom.
This is a place that is barren.
Vast, intimidating.
You're rambling through areas that are quite dangerous. It's isolated, remote, and rocky, just like the surface of Mars is.
I think someday there'll be humans walking on Mars, definitely.
My guess is that the first people who land on Mars will say something to the effect, "Oh wow!"
Say, "Holy
just like
shit!"
Devon Island, where we trained.
I mean, holy shit! I'm on Mars. There it is, largest uninhabited island in the damn world. That thing is huge. The other island I wanted to check out, and then we'll get off here, is, let's see, I think I have a video of it. Might explain it a little better. Yeah, there's a video for everything, isn't that right? Here it is, Rockall Island.
Rockall isn't just a lump of granite. Its surrounding waters have big potential for fishing and mineral rights. ITN followed McLean on the last stages of the voyage and sent us this exclusive report, Atlantic Ocean.
Giving the appearance of a granite tooth jutting out of nowhere, Rockall at first welcomed them with fair seek.
The thing is just to take it nice and slowly, ease your way in. We've got to be cautious, careful. That's the danger point, just getting on.
To achieve this, they needed a boat, a fast engine, and a lot of luck. But it was fraught with dangers right from the very start.
Keep going, go on.
What's the engine? Get the engine away!
God.
Boarding it with sharp...
I think this video is about a guy who spent the night on the island or something. Get out of there. Now I have to find it. Rockall Island. Rock on. Is that it? No. There's all kinds of crazy islands over here. Wish I knew more about this stuff. I could talk about it, but I'm fascinated by... There it is. Oh my god. It's way the hell out there. What? Where is it? It's just a little blip. It's not even there. That ain't right. Rockall, man. Rocky. Yep, that's it. It's just nothing. It's a dot. What the frick? That's crazy. I thought it was gonna be a... There we go. There's the island. That's where this guy went to go.
Sharp climbing spikes.
Trip.
They were to later puncture the boat. McLean prepared to take a closer look. But
McLean.
the weather suddenly turned.
McLean.
Watch yourself, watch yourself.
God.
You're getting too close in now. There's a big one comes round. Don't worry about these surges, they're just...
Oh my
It's going to settle down in a minute.
They had an unnerving habit of vanishing, but nevertheless, stage 1 went ahead.
All right, wait for the wave. Stand by, stand by.
Stand by.
Fire!
Whoa!
Good shot.
It wasn't quite so good. The wind carried their safety line off target.
Oh my
So,
God.
chancing all, they closed in without it.
Back off! Back her off, back her off.
Back off! Bugger off!
Back off! Right. Oh, too
Oh
late.
my
Back.
God, this is insane.
Wait.
These guys are mental. These guys are proper mental.
Stand by. Start itching in. Start itching in. In you go.
No.
In you go. In you go. Go on.
Back off, you wanker! Jesus Christ!
Keep that line off me.
Get off! Bugger! Oh, and he's got the
Back.
spiky.
Okay, just relax. Right, we're okay.
I don't know if he's okay.
They were far from okay. After that momentary triumph, disaster
say.
struck the team.
Oh my God.
McLean, heavily weighted down, slides helplessly into the surf.
Shit.
Desperately, he tries to
McLean.
regain a grip, but is beaten back and goes under. He almost drowned, but was picked up with only bruises. And no signs that he was finished yet.
McLean, you madman.
The weather isn't getting much better, and there's still a heavy swell coming in. It's rather like playing a game of Russian roulette with the Atlantic, but McLean hopes he can beat it.
McLean!
In you go. In you
There
go.
he goes.
In you go. Go on.
Go on, you wanker. Yeah!
There were frantic seconds gaining height before the next wave crashed in. But this time, he was there to stay.
He did it. What is he? Beep, beep.
At
What's he
dusk,
doing up there?
supplies began moving as we watched and heard Rockall's first inhabitant settle in.
The red sky's out, and I think I'll sleep in a polythene bag.
He's gonna take a piss.
The first civilian to reside on Rockall.
Daybreak and the crew on trawler vision began making life on the rock a little more bearable. A makeshift system of ropes and pulleys enabled them to drag supply parcels through the surf one by one. Finally, the living quarters, a wooden box that had to be hazardous crossing. Technically, he's breaking planning laws because he's not got permission to build, but reckons no one will bother him here. This is what home now looks like, and these his parting words.
I'm quite enjoying it at the moment. I do realise it can get rough. But at the moment it's looking good and I'm enjoying it, and that's what we've planned for.
Oh my
To
God.
live here on Rockall, all on my own, and I think I'll enjoy most of it. So I wouldn't be too sorry to see you go, but I'll probably be glad to see you come back.
How's he gonna
One
get off
vital
the
package
island?
to be unfolded, the finale to this conquest. A patriotic gesture to remind those who may challenge it that Britannia rules these waves.
Okay.
Brent Sadler, News at 1, Rockall.
Rockall. I don't know. That's crazy. This guy's a madman. He's proper mental. Let's, what is this guy? McLean. It's part of, Britain's Treasure Island documentaries. Life. Oh wait, this is the Pitcairn Islands. What is that?
Rockall isn't just...
Yep. Former soldier, adventurer Tom McLean is accomplished, entertaining speaker. Remarkable man. He jumped off that damn boat as a crazy person. Is that him? Spot the distant Belfast buzzard. What? Is this him? He's got a damn YouTube page. Mark called today to show me his acquisition. Is this really him? Just some other guy. We'll never know. He's probably dead. Weird. Hey, bacon pizza. This can't be the real guy. Tom McLean. Let's see. He's interested in birds and he had a tough life. Doesn't say that he spent the night on an island. He's just a guy. Okay. Adventurer. Tom McLean. Okay. Here we go. So when this guy came to set the record straight to do what the other guy did.
Rockall is essentially just a big rock sticking out of the sea. It lies 250 miles off the coast of the Outer Hebrides out in the North Atlantic, which is a 12-hour motor cruise to get to. It's not a lot
Motor
there.
cruise.
Birds use it as a rest stop, but other than that,
Yeah, they
there's
shit all over the
seaweed
island.
and a few lichens. No vegetation to talk of. No
And all
soil.
that bird shit.
It's just a barren rock.
It's just a barren rock in the middle of islands where the waves reach heights of 10 meters, and the rock sits in the middle of nowhere, and it's just a place for birds to take a shit.
There's currently 2 occupation records on Rockall. A solo occupation record set by Tom McLean in 1985 for 40 days. And then Greenpeace went back in 1997 and set a group record of 42 days on the rock. My aim is to set a new record as an individual of 60 days, 2 months on the rock on my own.
Wow, just covered in bird shit.
It's a nice round number, 2 months, and we'll hopefully push the record out beyond the reach of most people.
I
It
don't
may stand
know.
for quite a while.
Just to say you did it.
I was looking for a big challenge. I'd run some marathons and climb some big mountains.
Ran some marathons, climbed some mountains, and then I thought I'd go on this
couple of
crazy
ultramarathons.
bird shit mountain.
The place just really
Island,
grabbed
I mean.
me, really interested me. And my first thoughts were I have to go, and secondly, I'd really like to try and break the records.
It's all about the records, you know? It's not about anything else.
So this is the rock pod. This will be my home for 60 days, hopefully, on Rockall. Having looked at various things, I actually saw a water bowser at the side of the road and thought that's the ideal vessel for me. This is my access hatch.
It's the vessel for
into
me.
The pod. It's hinged, it's reinforced, and it's
Does he ever go on the
bolted down
island, or just
into
wants
the
to go?
plastic.
Rockall, man. Here we go.
A Scots adventurer says he feared for his life during a dramatic
Yeah.
storm which looks set to cut short his attempt to stay on a remote rock in the Atlantic. Nick Hancock had planned to spend 60 days alone on Rockall, an extinct
Just trying to get away
volcano
from
which
his
lies
wife.
around 260
Somebody made that joke
miles west
earlier.
of the Hebrides. Rebecca
But-
Cullen spoke to him earlier.
This is Rockall, a storm-lashed
Rockall.
rock more than 200 miles off the west coast of Scotland. And this is Nick Hancock. The 39-year-old is raising money for wounded war heroes by living alone
There we go.
inside this
Now do you
tiny
feel bad
fiberglass
for making
pod.
fun of him?
He's aiming to break the current 42-day record. Tomorrow he'll have been there for 30 days. But his attempt could be
He'll be
thwarted
covered in bird
after
shit.
a severe storm swept away around 2 weeks' worth of food.
Oof.
I got thumped by a big wave. Obviously, it just hit the side of the pod, and the pod moved and very quickly moved back to where it had been. But I suspect it was at that point I also lost the barrels of kit that have gone through the storm. I would say I was in fear for my life. It was that scary.
Despite the stunning views
It was
and
that
wildlife
scary.
for company, Nick admits life as a castaway is lonely. So how's he coping with the solitude?
As soon as I sort of feel a bit of loneliness or a bit of boredom coming on, I try and distract myself. I've got a harmonica and a book here, trying to teach myself that, which isn't going very well. You know, just being able to get out and about,
Just having
looking
some
at stuff
fun
and trying to enjoy being
on the
out
rock.
here.
Nick says he'll make a decision on how much longer he can continue his stay on Rockall over the next few days. Rebecca Curran, STV News.
He's going insane out there. But look at this. Just look at that. He's just sitting on the edge of the thing. He's just standing there. I mean, even just standing up on that rock in the middle of the ocean, the wind's blowing, they just had a huge storm. The money will go to support people like John McCain. Okay. Oh, he's tethered in. Okay, I was about to say, there's no way I would just stand there, get swept off the island, and his little ship thing is just tethered to the rocks with these, you know, straps and whatnot. That's the only thing keeping him on the rock on this little dot in the middle of Planet Cool. I hope you've enjoyed our adventures on Planet Cool today. I know I did. Had a lot of fun. Had some interesting encounters, some interesting places and people. And most importantly, it's about the people that we've encountered along the way. And all the inhabitants on Planet Cool, like the birds and other stuff. We had some fun today. We'll be back with a regular episode on Saturday afternoon, our regular scheduled program. And it was just this was just a little fun thing to do. A Cool Stream presents Planet Cool. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll come back. Thanks for watching, everybody. Apoph Deluxe and all the folks in the chat. We'll be back some other time with another adventure of Planet Cool. Both fun and cool. Thanks. And we're going to fly off into the sunset. Good night, everybody.